We are talking about reflections and translations, and we want to be able to draw translations in the coordinate plane. So here we have example 8, and it says graph triangle ABC and its image along the given vector. So first we'll graph these points of A, B, and C. So A is 2, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, positive 6. And that is going to be A. And then B is 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's going to be B. And C is 7, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is going to be C. And so we can sketch our image, our pre-image. We have not done our image yet. So our vector says subtract 4 from the x and subtract 1 from the y. So A prime becomes 2 minus 4, which is negative 2, and 6 minus 1, which is 5. And B prime becomes 1 minus 4, which is negative 3, and 1 minus 1, which is 0. And C prime, 7 minus 4, which is 3, and 5 minus 1, which is 4. So those are the new points. And so we can graph those. So A prime is at negative 2, 1, 2, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. And that's going to be A prime. B prime is negative 3, 0. So 1, 2, 3. And C is going to be 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right in the middle of the other triangle. And that's going to be C prime. And then we can connect our dots. Next one we have graphed quadrilateral QRST and its image along the given vector. So first we have to graph the original points. So Q is negative 8, negative 2. That's going to be Q. And R is negative 9, which is one pass, negative 9, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S is negative 4, negative 7. And T is negative 4, negative 2. And then we can connect those dots. And then we have a shift of right 7, up 1. So we can shift the coordinates if we want, and might as well do that. So Q prime if we add 7 to 8, that becomes negative 1. And if we add 1 to negative 2, that becomes negative 1. R prime becomes negative 2, negative 4. S prime becomes positive 3, negative 6, and T prime becomes positive 3, negative 1. And so we can plot those points. We could also count if we wanted to. We could count 7 to the right and up 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 1. And that's exactly what we calculated as negative 1, negative 1. And that's going to be Q prime. Negative 2, negative 4. That's going to be R prime. 3, negative 6. Negative 6. For S prime is negative 4, negative 3, or 3, negative 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3, negative 1. 1, 2, 3, negative 1. And that is T prime. And we can connect our dots. Then it says for number 10 and 11, it's asking us to write the rule of the transformation. And all we really need is one of the shifts. So we could go from K to K prime, we could go from U to U prime, or we could go from H to H prime. And so in this case, in order to get from here to here, we have to go and subtract 2 in the Y direction, and we have to add 2 in the X direction. So the rule for this, we could write it as a vector notation, which would be negative 2, which would be positive 2 in the X, because we do positive 2 first. So positive 2 because we shift in the X direction, plus 2, and negative 2 in the Y direction. The other way we could write it is we could write it as transformation with a capital T, and in the X direction, we are shifting positive 2, and in the Y direction, we are shifting negative 2, and we're going to apply that to all X and Y coordinates. So then we're looking at example 11, and it says the same thing. We want to write the rule to describe the translation. And again, we just need from one point to the next. And so I'm going to use W and W prime. So to go from W to W prime, the first thing we do is we go left in this direction, and to move in that direction, that has to be a negative 3. And then in the positive direction, plus 2. So our vector notation, we always write the X first, so it'll be negative 3 and positive 2 in the Y direction. We could also write it as a transformation. The transformation of negative 3 in the X direction and positive 2 in the Y direction. And that is for all X and Y coordinates.